Winnipeg Comedy Festival proudly presents Fish Out of Water. And now the man in charge of this fine kettle of fish, your host, Ryan Belleville.
What a treat! Yes! What a treat to be here with you beautiful dirt squirrels! Oh, I'm excited to be here in the glorious Winnipeg. I am your host tonight at the Comedy Festival, and as always, we have a theme for our gala, and the theme is Fish Out of Water. Fish out of water means we feel out of place, which all the fantastic comics on the show do. I feel out of place. Just look at me. I have a beautiful little cherubic face, but then this sweeping gray hair. The face of a hobbit and the hair of a 40-year-old surgeon who's seen too much. I don't have good gray hair. Women always say, oh, gray hair. What do they say? Oh, it's sexy. Sexy. No, on some guys, it's distinguished. You, sir, with the glasses, look at that gray hair. Very distinguished, gentlemen. You have the kind of gray hair, you should be wearing a silk robe and your testicles should be hanging out a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Women see my gray hair and they're like, I think that band teacher saw a ghost. Hair's my biggest hang-up. I'm in my mid-30s. I can't grow sweet facial hair. I have as much testosterone as an 8-year-old Dutch girl. I can't push it out. Like, it shows up, but if I grow it too long, people are like, you shouldn't be around a playground, sir. It's not a good look. Nothing here but hair everywhere else. Uncontrolled. Here, poof, kablooey. Like someone just dropped a hair bomb. You can trim it, but it's like a hydra. The next day, just 8 more show up. Hercules is trying to battle it away. It's nonsense. It's very upsetting down here. Seriously. Like right here looks like a rose bush, right? Looks like a rose bush that a dwarf is trying to hide in. And his nose is poking out just a little bit. Oh, I hope the witch doesn't know I'm here. Sure. Thank you. I feel out of place in so many shops now. The current tea trend is out of control. Gourmet tea shops. David's Tea. Have you been in that den of nonsense? You just want a tea, you walk in, welcome to David's Tea, sir. Perchance may I get you some sort of drink? You're like, yeah, I just want some leaves and some hot water. Yes, we have so much of that. What flavor? I don't know, hot. We have so many, we have 900,000 kinds of tea. This one is called Dragon's Breath. It's made from twine, licorice, and a dead man's secrets. Just plain tea. All right, would you like to smell it? I don't want to smell your tea. I can't sell it to you unless you smell it, so saith David. Smell it. Just smell the tea. Smell it. What a weird... David's Tea is literally the only place in the world that encourages you to smell the merchandise before you buy it. You can't walk into Victoria's Secret and like... No, I'm just here to smell. I think my wife's gonna like this one. Are you guys ready for some more show? This comic is a foreign-born Canadian citizen of indeterminate ethnicity. In other words, he's the kind of Canadian the Conservative Party hates. Unless he's front and center in a Conservative Party ad. Then they love him. So please welcome Danish Anwar.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Danish Anwar, part-time comic, full-time terror suspect. I actually live in Toronto, a very diverse city, and everybody's from all over the world. It's very common to ask each other, where you're really from, what your background is. Threw me off a little bit because it's considered racist everywhere else, right? But it's very common in the city. And everybody assumes that I'm originally from a broke, homophobic, illiterate, religiously oppressive country. And I'm always like, guys, I'm not American. Fun fact about me, actually, I am foreign born, like they said. I was actually born and raised in Russia, so take a second to digest that. 100% true. People don't believe me because, they're skeptical, understandably. They're like, that doesn't make sense. That makes you a brown Russian, okay? That's not a person, that's a drink. It's vodka and hot chocolate. That's what that is. But it's true. See, what happened is back in the day, the Soviet Union was known for having excellent universities. And my parents went there to study. In fact, they're geniuses because they went to study business and political science in communist Russia. Okay? It's like going to fashion school in North Korea. Taking business ethics in Quebec. All right. So yeah, obviously as a result, my life is a little complicated, especially when I travel as a brown Russian, because not only am I young, male, have brown skin, a beard, and a Muslim name, I'm possibly an ex-communist spy or Vladimir Putin's sleeper agent in Canada. If my life was a movie, it'd be called 10 Things America Hates About You. Okay? So yeah, I came here 10 years ago. I came to Canada 10 years ago. I'd never been in North America prior to this, right? So I'd lived, in Eastern Europe, Southeast Asia, the kind of places where you don't hear words like comedy festival. But you often hear words like death toll, unless headline reads death toll rising at Delhi Comedy Festival. But I came here 10 years ago. I'd never been in North America. In fact, all I knew for context was what I'd learned from watching a lot of porn, basically. All I knew about life in North America. In fact, I'm convinced that all brown immigrants learn about life here through pornography. That's why when we get here, we immediately get to work as pizza delivery guys. I have a little dog. You guys dog people at all? Yeah? All right, sweet, sweet. So I have a little dog. I have a little tiny, 10-pound poodle. I got him from the Toronto City shelter. If you've never been in a shelter, very depressing place, giant cages everywhere. And when I was walking past this one cage, this little guy kind of climbed up the side of the cage. He looked like a spider. He wanted to be noticed. Right? So I named him Spidey, because I'm creative like that. So I have this little dog, and while I was waiting to do the paperwork for Spidey, I was talking to this guy who worked at that shelter. And he was telling me what he did. His job was to euthanize mentally ill cats all day. Poor guy. Don't laugh, you psychos. I'm with you, though. Because, he's telling me this heartbreaking story about how he has to euthanize mentally ill cats all day. And I'm a comedian. I can't handle emotion. Right? So while he's telling me this story, I'm like, so you're saying you get paid to slay mad pussy all day? They almost didn't let me have the dog. So now I have this little dog. I live just north of the gay village of Toronto, just north of the neighborhood, right at the tip of the gay village of Toronto. And, lots of offices in the area as well. So they're like, hey, cute little dog. I get comments on that all the time. One night I was walking my dog and this very professionally dressed lady was walking by, very expensive clothes, walking to a very expensive car, obviously somebody very, very successful. She's like, hey, you have a cute dog. Let me ask you something. Are you gay or straight? I'm like, hey, I'm straight. Why do you ask? So she looks me right in the eyes and says, call me old-fashioned, but a man must have a big dog. I'm like, hey, if you're so old-fashioned, why did you leave the kitchen? Thanks for listening, everybody. My name's Danish Anwar.
After the break, life's too short for Darryl Orr.
Please welcome Darryl Orr.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm single, recently divorced, and it can be hard to meet women when you look like this. It's hard to meet women when you look like an uncle who's the size of a nephew. I look like a mild-mannered reporter by day and a mild-mannered reporter by night. I look like a fire chief who secretly starts all the fires. So see, it can be tough to meet women, right? Because women can be a little shallow. All right, okay. Let's not get excited. Yeah, I'll prove it. The top 2 things that women say that they look for in a guy are confidence and a sense of humor. And they're both lies. And I know that because those are the only 2 requirements for this job. Thank you. I just want a guy who's confident, who makes me laugh. I display professional levels of confidence and sense of humor every night, and then I go home alone. So you're full of it, ladies. I'm not buying it anymore. I know that what you actually mean by confidence is tall. And what you mean by sense of humor? Tall. That's why I wish I could just shave like 3 inches off my genitalia and add it to my height. You know what I mean? Right? Because that way I'd be 5'8" and 7 inches, I'd be fine with that. So I do a little online dating. I use that app called Tinder. Tinder's great. You know, it takes like your age and location, and then it sends your photo to single women, and then their photos come to you, and you just like swipe. It's so luxurious. Like when I use it, I feel like a weird lonely king, you know? Some lonely king in his castle. Bring me the photographs of all of the single women ages 24 to 42 within a 5-kilometer radius. I am ready to take a mate. Then you have to like message a woman. You have to basically message a stranger. What do you say? How do you break the ice in that situation? You can't just say, hi, how are you? Because they get 1,000 a day, right? You have to like stand out. So I read this thing that told me that you could like say something autobiographical, like talk about your day. So I was like, all right, well, I'll do that. I matched with this girl. I'll read you an actual thing I sent. Matched with this girl on Tinder. Her name was Christine. And this is what I sent her. I was like, hi, Christine. How's your morning going? I'm just sitting in a coffee shop waiting for the liquor store to open. I'm not a drunk. I just thought it opened at 11. How's it going? And she didn't write me back. It's all because I'm short, though. It's just because I'm short. It is. I'm fine about it now, but one night I was so bitter about being a short guy dating that I'm on OkCupid. I'm on a lot of dating websites. But I'm on OkCupid. You have to write like a whole profile about yourself there. So one night I was so bitter, I just jumped on and changed my profile. So this is my current OkCupid profile, okay? Here it is. 36, male, single, Toronto. My self-summary, I'm 5'5", and you just stopped reading. What I'm doing with my life, being 5'5". I'm really good at nothing requiring a minimum height of 5'6". 6 things I could never do without: stools, booster seats, phone books, high chairs, my clamoring skills, and my asthma medication. I spend a lot of time thinking about just trying to stay positive, you know? The most private thing I'm willing to admit about myself, I'm actually closer to 5'4". All right, my name's Darryl Orr. Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you.
This young lady is just 20 years old, but she says she already feels awkward beyond her years. Please welcome Caitlin Langelier.
My name's Caitlin Langelier, like he said. I'm 20 years old, and I've only ever had one boyfriend in my life, which is fine, right? That's fine. I mean, but him and I, we just weren't compatible, you know? Like he was a dog person, and I was just so gay. Dang it. The first time I ever told that joke on stage, my brother was in the audience, and he didn't know I was gay. That was how I came out to my brother. So after the show, right, he comes up to me, he's like, you know, were you telling the truth when you said that? I was like, yeah, Brian, I'm as gay as the day is long. So like, I'm actually less gay in the winter. But again, I was so gay when I told him. No, I got my first tattoo a little while ago. Don't know if you guys can see it. It's a pink triangle. And I got the pink triangle because it's an LGBT symbol, and I'm very proud of my sexuality. And I got it here because, like my sexuality, I am hiding it from my mom. People say weird things to you. Like when I very first came out and I hadn't, you know, slept with anyone, people just wouldn't believe me. They would be like, well, wait, how do you know you're gay? They're all guys, that's why I do that voice. They're like, well, wait, how do you know you're gay if you haven't had sex with anyone? And you just know what they really mean to ask me is, how do I know I'm gay if I haven't had sex with them, specifically them? But they'd be like, well, how do you know you don't like it if you haven't tried it? Like dicks are Brussels sprouts or something. I don't know, like, have you tried pouring hot cheese on it? Mwah. I am dating someone now. She's 26, I'm 11. The age difference actually is only 6 years, which doesn't sound like a lot to you guys, but does sound a lot to parents. I was, you know, a little nervous about it, but I told my parents, hey, you know, if it makes you uncomfortable, you just don't even think of her as my lesbian lover. Just think of her as like a babysitter with benefits. I can't even go to somewhere like I can't even go to A&W without feeling incredibly out of my depth. This is weird because I'm in A&W constantly. But, you know, have you guys ever noticed that they have a grandpa burger but no grandma burger? So she's definitely dead, right? Like, we can say that for sure. And that's a really depressing thought to me, that the burger family is going to age and die. But they're preparing for it, right? Not to worry. Like, they brought in the uncle burger and other things, and it's just making me wonder how far they're gonna take it. Like, they bring in the babysitter burger one day, and then suddenly she's gone, and you can only get the Papa burger every other weekend. The mama burger becomes the ex-wife burger, and it looks exactly the same as the mama burger, but then you bite into it and it's full of hot sauce and abandonment issues. She then in turn becomes the cougar burger, and again, looks exactly the same, but this time it's a combo meal and it comes with a teen burger. Good, yeah. Good for her. Good for her, you go, girl. The baby burger grows up into a woman burger, and her parents are shocked when she brings home her first boyfriend burger, Black Angus. If I ever worked at A&W, which is like a real possibility for my future, If ever someone ordered 2 teen burgers, I'd just slip a baby burger in there with it, right? So they get home and they're horrified at the decisions that these burgers have made with each other. You know, like they bring it back to the counter. I didn't ask for this. No one does. Thank you guys so much. I've been Caitlin Langelier. Thank you.
Still to come, there's plenty more fish in this sea. Host Ryan Belleville returns after the break.
I must admit, I am a parent. I'm not, thank you, I'm not bragging. Do you know how easy it is to become a parent? This is all it takes. Oh, sorry. That's it. That's all the qualifications. Becoming a parent doesn't matter. I've never felt more out of place than that first year of having a child. Useless. I could do nothing. Babies don't want anything to do with their dad. Women, you have like baby snack cannons right on you. Just giving feasts out all the time. Dinner, brunch, lunch, pork chops, or whatever shoots out of that nonsense. You have stuff going on. I have dry, pointless nipples that do nothing. They get a little hard when I'm scared of things, like, oh, danger is near, but that's useless. The only time I felt less useful as a parent is when the baby's coming out. Why did I have to be there? Certainly not for the view. But you have to go. There was a glorious time not long ago, maybe 40 years ago, where guys didn't go. The nurse would close the door and go, "You get out of here." Like, you would leave and go to the bar and get hammered with your friends and smoke cigarettes and cigars until the bartender picks up the phone and goes like, "Hey, Ryan, you had a kid. Drinks on the house. I'll see that kid next week." That was childbirth. That was amazing. Right? But then one stupid asshole ruined it for all of us. I just really want to go and support her. Damn it, now we all have to go. She doesn't want, we don't do anything. They have to make up jobs for us. Oh, you need to go get her ice chips. Ice chips? She doesn't want ice chips. Guys, if we had a living squirrel trying to claw its way out of our penis, you wouldn't be like, some ice chips will fix this, I think. For sure. That's not happening. Feed her ice chips. Our only job in childbirth is to sit there and look at it and not freak out. That's our job, which is tricky business, because it's freak out worthy. But you just have to look there and be like, okay, all right. That's why they give you a mask, so she can't see you silently screaming, just, Even the doctors aren't used to it. That's why they're wearing masks. They're like, I will never get used to this. I officially can't talk to women anymore. That happened. I can't talk to women. I wasn't great with them before, but I can't. I had a woman compliment my eyes last week. She was like, "You have beautiful eyes." And I was just like, "Do you also like TV? What am I saying?" I can't. That came out of my talk hole. To a woman. I couldn't figure out. All game has been deleted from my brain. I figured it out, though. When you're in a long-term relationship, your wife or girlfriend, what she does while you're sleeping, guys, is she whispers into your ear to destroy your self-esteem. This is a fact. You're sleeping. She's like, "You're a big pile of shit. No one else will ever have sex with you." You can't talk to women anymore. And it gets worse the older you get. Just a fact. Every woman in here at one point has been hit on by an 80-year-old guy that she had no idea was flirting with her. Just walks up like, "Here's a quarter. Go buy a rainbow." Because he's a dirty old man. I'm becoming a dirty old man, too. This happens, but I'm not old enough to be a dirty old man. But it happens early. No one told me this. One day, you're just a normal dude, and then you're watching women's tennis, and you make this noise. Dirty old man. But this is the moment I became a dirty old man. I went to the Apple store because I hadn't had my weekly dose of condescension from a bearded guy. And in walks this beautiful young woman in cutoff shorts. Sexy cutoff shorts, right? So sexy cutoff shorts on ladies. Because you're projecting the idea, my lady flower is so powerful, it blew my pants legs off. Like a guy in cutoff shorts is just saying, I have a DUI. So she walks in with her cutoff shorts and she sits on a stool and her bum made a heart, a perfect heart. Just a heart. This is the exact moment I became a dirty old man. This is exactly how quickly I saw the bum heart, exactly what I said, and exactly how I said it. Jesus Christ. Like she heard that. She was looked. She was not expecting to see Samwise Gamgee. She was not. And I had to pretend that's how I talked for the rest. Oh, these iPads. Thank you, Jesus, for these great iPads. And the worst part is, as soon as I said it, I looked to my left and there was a 58-year-old guy looking over going, yeah!
All the single ladies, put your hands up for Rebecca Kohler. Up next.
Our next performer has no children, but that doesn't stop her from breastfeeding in public. Please welcome Rebecca Kohler.
Hi, Winnipeg. I'm Rebecca, and I'm in my mid to late 2030s. So I'm at this weird age where like all of my friends have children, but I don't, which is like a really lonely but well-rested place to be in your life. Who here has kids? Round of applause. Okay, who here does not have children? Okay. I think it's pretty clear that the second group has way more energy than the first group. But yeah, it's kind of sad. When I find out somebody's pregnant, I'm always very happy for them, you know, but there's another piece of me that's like, oh, I've lost a friend, right? Not because you like disappear or disintegrate when you have a baby, but the dynamic of the friendship changes, and it's nobody's fault, it's just life, right? But I think largely it's because if you have a baby, your level of important is very different from my level of important, right? Because you have a life to keep like a lifing. And I don't have that, you know? Like I was recently talking to my friend, she's one of my best friends. She lives in Montreal. We hadn't talked in a long time. She has a 4-year-old daughter. We get on the phone, I was like, how are you? She was like, well, actually, we had a really tough week. On Thursday, Ella got a fever. And we gave her Tylenol and stuff, but it was just going up. It wasn't going down. So then on Friday, we took her to the walk-in. And they took one look at her, and they were like, you have to take this kid to the emergency room. So we go to the hospital, and then they start doing, like, tests. And they're like, we don't know what to tell you, right? And then it's like 24 hours, and then, like, more tests. We don't know what to tell you. We don't know. It's like, that's my baby. What do you mean you don't know what to tell me? Anyway, and finally they figured it out. It was like a kidney infection. She's on antibiotics now. She's fine. Anyway, God, I'm so boring. How are you? I can't compete with that. How am I? But I try to identify, you know. I was like, I hear you. That's hard. Yeah, things are with me. Actually, my hairdryer broke. I was like late for a meeting. And then I had to go to Shoppers Drug Mart, right? And I don't know if you've bought a hairdryer recently, but there's like 20 different kinds. I was there for like a half an hour. My bangs were all screwed up. And then I went to pay, and I couldn't find my Optimum card because it had like fallen into the bottom of my purse and I didn't know. And it was like a 20 times the points day, so I missed out on like 70,000 points. Oh God, could we talk later? I'm kind of drunk right now. So yeah, I was recently invited to this brunch, and everyone there was married except for me, and everyone there has kids except for me and this one other couple, okay? And then this couple asks that couple, are you guys planning to have kids? And then this is how they answered. She turned to her husband. She said, well, we're trying. Okay. Here's the thing, because basically what that phrase means, we're trying, is like, we're having a lot of sex right now, okay? And I think it's largely because I don't like that woman. I think you can tell I find her very irritating, right? I think if it was somebody I liked, and somebody said, are you guys planning to have kids? And she was like, well, we're having a lot of sex right now, so maybe, high five! Like, I'd be like, yeah, kids are cool, do it, right? But instead she's like, we're trying. So then that's the kind of sex that I picture. I don't picture like good sex. I picture them like the kind of sex you would purchase in like a picture frame, you know? Like it's like sweet and saccharine and they're like self-congratulatory. They're like, ooh, honey, oh, I love you so much. Ooh, we're trying, yes, in the name of a baby. I'm Rebecca Kohler, thank you so much, Winnipeg.
This next comic has found the only place he feels at home is on stage, which is why tonight we're charging him rent. Please welcome Sean Emeny.
Yeah. All right, calm down, ladies. All right, yeah, cool. Joke number 2, here we go. All right. I was on the bus today, and some girl stood up to avoid sitting next to me. Yeah, it was demoralizing, but kind of inspiring because she was in a wheelchair. There's a big difference between risky and risque. Like when a hot chick wears sexy lingerie, it's risque. When I wear it, it's risky. The other night I was on stage, some guy yelled out, "You're no Jerry Seinfeld." I was like, yeah, well, you're no guy who can afford to see Jerry Seinfeld. Thank you. This show's called Fish Out of Water. I like fish. They're very sensitive and emotional because they're all Pisces. Hey, what kind of shirt do you wear if your wife beats you? The one she frickin' told you to, bitch. I got no confidence with women, man. Like, if I actually gave a girl an orgasm, I would just assume it was a delayed reaction from a guy she was with before. Ladies, I'm starting this new service for when you're having trouble getting out of bed in the morning. I crawl in next to you. I hate that joke works, man. I was playing Scrabble with my brother. I got 7-letter A's, so I just played them all right on the board, and he challenged me. He said, "Ah is not a word," so I pushed him down the stairs. And now it's a word. Because he used it in a sentence. I eat so many hamburgers, if a cow came up and bit me, I'd be like, haha, touche. Seems like more and more girls these days can't remember their phone number. Any guys on Twitter? Yeah, very good. Okay, my friend Carl's on Twitter. He's complaining he's only got 12 followers. I was like, don't worry, bro. That's what Jesus had. And he turned out okay. Till that one horrible Easter. I want to open up a store and sell historical artistic masterpieces for $9.99 and call it Picasso. Some old lady dropped a $20 bill on the ground. I picked it up because I'm a gentleman with $20. I want to find out where the birds sleep and go there like an hour before they wake up and just start singing my ass off. I was saying with my girlfriend the other day, I wanted to be a smartass, so I said, honey, if you were a drink, you'd be a glass of lemon juice because you're sour and bitter. Yeah, that's what I said. And she said, honey, if you were a drink, you'd be a half-empty can of warm, flat, diet, no-name cola with a cigarette butt floating in it. And most girls would just dump it out and throw it in the garbage. Now shut up and eat your goddamn birthday cake. I'm just joking, I don't have a girlfriend. Thank you very much, man.
After the break, Canadian comedy's Big Fish, Derek Edwards, when the Winnipeg Comedy Festival continues.
When you travel to faraway lands, it's easy to feel intimidated or out of place. But not this next gentleman. He's from the bustling metropolitan center of Timmins, Ontario. Please welcome Derek Edwards.
Hi. Hi. How you doing? I love coming to friendly Manitoba. And it is friendly. You know that. It's friendly here. I mean, there are people, so many people will just come up to you just to make sure you have enough change for your day. I didn't even know the guy. Just walk right up to you. Hey, buddy, you got any extra change? Hang on. Yep, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. Thanks, man. You save yours. And they're so disappointed because they wanted to give. There's a new fixture at my local beer store. There's a guy been sitting all winter by the exit door on the curb, sits by the exit door, and as you leave, you go, hey, buddy, you got a loonie? You turn around, and he'll go, oh, it's not for me, it's for the cat. Sure enough, he's got a little leash, he's got a cat sitting there. I mean, what are you gonna do? Poor bastard's got an alcoholic cat. Oh. Every night, kidding, no, not there again. Here's a loony, good luck to both of you. Here's some unique couple changes hit me as I was getting older, you know. Either my hearing's gradually starting to go, or hers is getting way better. I don't know. I like to think the latter. She has the most awesome hearing. We sit out on this tiny front porch, Toronto traffic going by, and she'll turn to me and she'll go, were you going to get that? Did you tell a joke? I was daydreaming. No, you doofus. Go answer the phone. Dig that. Over traffic sounds through a wood door 2 rooms over. She can hear the phone. No wonder I'm paranoid. Look, people, after a show, I sneak into the basement. I still cough when I open a beer. And don't think you could just start coughing that night. You gotta set up the ruse. You got to spend a couple of days coughing around the house. Otherwise she'll sit bolt upright. Hey, that's not the regular soundtrack of this house. God, if I get cans of beer, I got to walk around for 3 days. Oh, jeez. I'm getting phlegmy. I think I'm getting phlegmy. Anybody here ever seen this unit? It's called the Acorn Stair Climber. Have you seen this? Okay, if you haven't seen it, this is a product for seniors that are too stunned to get a bungalow. And instead, you're supposed to hire this crew to come and bolt this track to your staircase wall. And then it's always the guy, women live like 30 years longer, it's always the guy, you see him on the tube, he's just looking intrepid, eh? Like a pirate on the high seas. But the truth of it is, it's so slow. Guy, And I think the more insidious thing, people forget old folks are people. It's not all fresh baked cookies and warm smiles. They're volatile. Of course there's going to be fights. And now when the guy loses, he doesn't have the option of stomping upstairs and slamming the door. Instead, he's got to sit there and listen to her continue to win. It's like the saddest thing in the world. He's trying to hobble away. Oh, wow, he's turned his back. I guess the discussion must be over. This wasn't predictable anyway at all. Run away. That's your answer for everything. Run away. Off he goes. And now he's got to worry that she might go bounding up to the top and just wait for him up there. He's got to pull some decoy thing. His only hope is maybe he can trip her on the way back down. She puts out a hip there. They call 911. I've fallen and I can't shut up. What do you say that, woman? Oh, that. Anyway, you've been so kind. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes! Wow, did you guys have fun tonight? What an amazing show. Well, that's our Fish Out of Water show for tonight. Thank you very much. Good night, Winnipeg!